Wow. Life is about rowing. Life is about rowing. It's so great to see all of you. I've actually been up to something since I've seen many of you many years ago. For some of you, it's been 2 years. And my gosh, this is one of those times of year that I'm so thankful to see the people put faces to name, the people who really matter, you guys. And what I've been up to, I've actually been pursuing an endeavor that nobody really knows about. I'm actually a certified magician now, believe it or not. And so, having said that, tonight I want to help all of us with my new talents to create some magic tonight. And so I just want to get some interactive piece right now with all of you. If I were to ask you, in life, if I could grant you something, what would you want more of? Start blurting some things out. Money. I heard time. Let's stop right there for a second. I can actually do that for everybody here tonight. And here's how I can do that. I can do that with a bit of advice. Wake up 30 minutes earlier and stay up an hour later. No, and I truthfully mean this. What would that do for your life? In 1 year, it would give you an extra 2 weeks of life. Over a 70-year lifespan, it would give you 140 more weeks of living. What could you do with another 30 years of life, or 3 years rather of life? Much, I tell you, because nobody sits there at the end of their life, laying on their deathbed and saying to themselves, gosh, I wish that I didn't do all those things that I did. Nobody says that. We all ask for more time. So tonight, we understand and we go into this with an idea and an understanding that really when it comes down to time, we can all relate because we're all running our own race. And oftentimes it's a race against time because we don't know when that last breath will be taken. And for many of us, it's not just a race that we identify with that is a sprint. Oftentimes it's a marathon. But sometimes we get it misconstrued that even in the midst of that marathon, that while it looks so long and inundating, we believe that we can't go and we can't run a marathon because we become too tired. But let me just tell you that these marathons and how we are built as people, we're built to run. And we're built to run fast, and we're built to take people with us. And don't get this misconstrued because you should run, but only when you're running from place to place, and then you should stop and take a deep breath to notice what's around you. Those details, like tonight. And when you show up and you're present in those moments and you pay attention to the details, you could be literally somewhere, but you might not figuratively be there. You need to show up. What does this mean? It means to be mindful and be invested in the moment. It means to be self-aware. It means to rid yourself of the distractions, and we have many of them. And my gosh, am I a culprit of it myself? Wait, hold on 1 second. I'm getting a text message. Okay, sorry, I'm present now again. Nonetheless, when we're invested in something, it allows us to be wholeheartedly ourselves, to be truthful, to be authentic, to be the authentic you. And I encourage each and every one of you to not be somebody you're not because everybody else is already taken. Oftentimes we talk about this change that we want to see in the world. But oftentimes we're not willing to be the change in the world that we want to see. What do we really want as people? I think we have an idea of what we want. We get asked oftentimes, where do you want to be in 10 years? And certainly we extrapolate that out. And obviously many of us have aspirations that are far beyond our beliefs and our imaginations, and we call those dreams. But for many of us, we're not willing to do what it takes to get there. We're not willing to do what it takes to work hard. And really, oftentimes, in the midst of this journey in the race that we're running, we come up to these roadblocks and we think we know what the right decision is. And in fact, oftentimes when we know the right decision, we don't want to make it. Because it might be tough. It might be inundating. It might scare us. But the fact of the matter is, how uncomfortable are we willing to get? Because in this life that we are leading, in this race that we are on, when you become stagnant, that's called failure. You're not becoming a better version of yourself every day. And the truth of the matter is, guys, The only difference of where we are now and where we want to be is the excuses we continue to make day after day. When is it going to stop? I've noticed in my own journey alone, I've become a culprit of this, where I have my sights so far set on the trophy. Now, a thing I can hang up on the wall and I can look at and pat myself on the back. That indicator that I did something right and that I was successful in other people's perceptions. Why have we become so asphyxiated on the trophy and being the hero? We forgot about the journey and those little titty bitty moments where everybody else is around us and we fail to acknowledge them. And oftentimes it is too little too say it, and too little too late to say what we're thinking, how we're feeling, to express what those people around us mean to us. But regardless of your journey, whether you're fixated on the trophy or the end result, we need to understand that we need to keep moving forward. We need to do it in tandem and we need to do it together. Confucius once said, "It does not matter how slowly you go, so long as you do not stop." We need to recognize that we should not stop when we're tired. We should stop when we're done. And it brings us back to this simple idea that life is about growing. Life is about growing. In that stagnant water where things are routine and things aren't different, we need to continue to move forward and continue to row through those light waters. And when we are going through roaring rapids and we are going through tough times, you better pedal harder than you ever did before, because life is about rowing. I once heard somebody said that, why should I go vote? Why should I speak up? I'm just one voice. But if we all had this mentality, what would this world really become? What would it really be? We need to understand that it takes one crazy person with one voice to have incredible things happen. Let's do a quick exercise right now, because I'm so invested in every one of you that are here. For those of you that are able, I want you to participate how you can. And I'd like for everybody to stand up right now. And I want us all to recognize something for a second. That what I want you to understand is this simple concept. Dreams are universal, but opportunities are not. Do we understand that? The fact alone that we live in the state of California and the opportunities that were allotted and how we have the opportunities to reach those achievements and those goals that we've set for ourselves, 99.9% of the people in this world do not have that luxury. Yet we choose to complain. We choose to make excuses. I tell you this from a heavy heart. 2 days ago, a dear friend, the reason I started the Be Perfect Foundation, his name was Brian O'Neill. 11 years ago, I met him. He looked at me, this 18-year-old kid after therapy one day, and he said, "Young man, you're my hero." I said, "Sir, you're my hero. You're 42 years old, with a wife and kids, suffering through a terrible injury." And Brian, I looked at him and I said, "Hey, Brian, I'll see you after the holidays." And he said, "No, you won't." And I said, "Why?" And he said, "Because it comes down to putting food on the table for our family." And that was when the Be Perfect Foundation started. I wheeled up to my dad at therapy that day and I said, "The Hargrave family is sponsoring Brian O'Neill." And I tell you this from a heavy heart, because 2 days ago, Brian O'Neill passed away. And he became a product of not having the great opportunities that I and many of us have here. I think we can all look around collectively at the people standing to our left, to our right, and for those who can't stand, to our left and to our right. And I'd like you right now to stay standing. If you have dreams, nobody should be sitting down right now. Do you guys see this? There's actually, these lights are bright, but there's actually a line on the ground, a line in the sand right here that I can visually see. And the line is called division. It's called literally division. And we have put this line in the sand ourselves. And because we've done this, What we need to understand is we need to focus more on our commonalities rather than our differences. And those differences in morals and values and ethics and upbringing, let's continue this exercise. I want you to stay standing if you have some sort of political affiliation. I want you to stay standing if you like sports. I want you to stay standing if you like music. I want you to stay standing if you like the Be Perfect Foundation. We become so fixated on choosing a side. You either like certain music or you don't. You either identify with a certain religion or you don't. You're either Republican or you're Democrat. Let's rid ourselves of these lines in the sands and find the commonalities. We are here because we all believe in one cause tonight. We're here because of people that are running our races. Each and every one of us has a race that we're running. For many of us, those races are defined by mile markers. For many of us, those races do not have finish lines. And for many of us, those races are lifelong journeys. The reality is there's 48 people here in chairs tonight. They'll wake up tomorrow and they'll still have a chronic illness. They're running a race too. So this is where I'm going to bring it back full circle for you. I told you I would become a magician, right? And I want to bring out and acknowledge what the magic is in all of you guys tonight. It's called the power of impact and the power of influence. So again, I'm one voice up here. If you would look on the ground, you'd probably see a small stick that you could pick up. You'd probably pick up that stick and you'd be able to break it in half. But let's think about this for a second. If we were able to pick up a pile of sticks, are those breakable, at least as easily? I would say they're not. I was once told, if you want to go far, take everybody with you. If you want to go fast, go alone. I need you guys to come with me tonight. So right now, we can all make a difference together. And I want to get engagement from 500 of you here right now. Can we do this? We can make a huge impact right now. 500 of us stay standing and acknowledge what we believe in. And let's just say if we were, as 500 people in this crowd of 1,000, donate $10 a month, $120 a year, we could raise $60,000 in a split second. Can we do that? It's really simple, guys. There's 3 ways we can do this right now. Number 1, you have a bidder card sitting on your table right now. You can fill out that information. You can give a recurring donation. That is monthly donation. You can give a one-time gift. Secondly, I'm talking to you millennials, my friends. Get out your phones. BePerfectFoundation.org. Hit the Support Us tab. It'll take you directly to the donate page. Lastly, you can do it via the AES auction tablets. Go on there and you can make a one-time gift. Guys, we are here to raise money for people that need our help running their race. Because when you get tired and you can't run your race, you have other people run the race for you. Let's do this. You guys with me? So you guys are going to have plenty of opportunities. You can do that right now, the recurring gift. You can do it later, whatever you please. And I just want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart, truthfully, for every one of you, because I'm not to be thanked for a single ounce of what tonight means. I was simply in the right place at the right time. A truck rolled, gave me a spinal cord injury, and gave me the biggest blessing of all. And I get to share this with all of you guys. But don't